Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another plan with me, like always. 7x9, not the 52 weeks planner. I know you're seeing Halloween, but we're in full-on Halloween mode. So let's go back to what this last week is looking like. This is what we have. This is the Haunted Readings kit in the shop. Currently it is Saturday the 23rd, so not everything is filled in, and then I will fill in Sunday. But we got Morty, we got Boo, we've got some Coffee Monsters Co., we got Sweet Bean Plans, we got La La Land Studios, we got some River and Ink. That's what we got there. I kind of just... Okay, let's get started. Okay, so that's what this last week is looking like. This is what our current week is going to be. So let's get started. We're going to do October 2nd through the 8th. Okay, I had like... normally I would call it a brain fart, but I heard one of my friends call it a brain fluff the other day, and I so like that term so much better. So I had a little moment of having a brain fluff, and I couldn't remember what I was going to even like say in the video. It has been exhausting. I can't believe how busy it is. I know that I like say this a lot, but the past couple of weeks have flown by so fast that I'm over here like just a little bit like dizzy and discombobulated and like what is going on? What is happening? All of those things, right? It has been like, it's been so crazy. So crazy. And we have those times in our lives. Oh, I'm trying to decide, what do I want to do? What do the glitter headers look like? I should probably look that first. Oh yeah, let's use glitter headers. We used pattern headers last week. I don't want to like redo the same spread. I kind of am, because these patterns are stinking great, and I want them like all up in my planner over here. So, but it has gone by so fast. Like, time is just going by, okay? Like, we all agree to that, but like, this is a level of exhaustion I haven't felt in a really long time, and I think it's a combination of a lot of things. One, it's the shop being busy right now, trying to get on top of things, the start of school, the start of co-op. You know, we have events happening in October and November, and then obviously December is a crazy month. So I think it's just a combination of a lot of things happening all around. And that's just leading to this crazy exhaustion. I won't have a video this week. Let's see, I do want to do what I did last week in terms of using these patterns down here and the colors, like what I did last week. Let me show you real quick so you kind of see. So see how I alternated it with the patterns and all of that. And I did all the full boxes in one row. I'm not going to do that this time. I kind of know what I want to do. So we're going to keep it relatively easy, especially on my brain this week. So like, I'm not going to have a video on Wednesday with like the week's planner. I figure it's just easier to do one video a month with a monthly functional sub like that. That has been working out for my schedule. All right, let's see. What do we want to use? I definitely want to use this color. It's like, what color is going to get left out? I think it's going to be the orange that gets left behind a little bit, because I'm digging this purple and this teal. Yes, Like, it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so there we go. We have our colors picked out. And now we can do our date dots. Okay, so do I want clear date dots this time? Yeah, let's do clear date dots this time. So back to the week's planner. I won't have a video on it, so I won't be able to talk about it and stuff. But this whole last week, I've had 0 time to work out. 0 time. Like, it has been from the minute I wake up until the minute I go to sleep has been hard charged, continuous stuff to be done. I have fallen back into the bad habit of drinking more soda, and I know that's not helping anything. And I'm like, and it's this never-ending cycle. I hate that it's this never-ending cycle of like, you know, you need to stop it, but it's kind of like you can't operate without it because of everything going on. It's just it's just chaotic. And I think we talked about this last week, how everybody else is feeling this way too. So it's kind of like there's just this chaotic energy happening in the world right now. And I would very much like it to stop. So definitely going to take a breather. I feel we've got a good handle on things for this upcoming week. It's going to be very, very busy for this upcoming week. We got to finish subs. We got to get subs out. We got to do all the vault sale printing. We've got to do orders for PBC. So there's a lot of like spinning and moving plates, but I think we're going to be pretty golden because we don't have anything happening this upcoming weekend, which, oh, thank goodness. At least not that I know of. I mean, that could change at a moment's notice. But as of right now, there's like no traveling involved. So I'm pretty gosh darn thankful for that. Because we do after this week. Oh shoot, there is something that's happening this week. Okay, so this upcoming weekend, the weekend of the 2nd, there is nothing. But this weekend, my son has a Taekwondo tournament, so we will have that to go to. It will actually just be him and my husband that go to that one because it is a big travel time. And then the following week, we have guests coming in. We have guests coming in. In from out of town, from Texas. God, why can't I think of any words? I'm not kidding you when I say it is such a crazy discombobulation just happening. And I got a lot of sleep last night. I purposely went to bed early last night, closed everything down. I was like, okay, I need to go to bed early. I'm kind of tired of operating on only like 5 hours of sleep. That doesn't scream happiness to me. So there's all of that. But yeah, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for like a little bit of a slowdown. And I think once our guests leave, we will have our slowdown period. Everything is just, we've got a lot happening to just get ready for them coming into town and stuff. So I think I'm going to leave the finger biscuits or maybe the fortune teller for Thursday. We know that like Thursday is my favorite box. That's where I put my favorite box. Although all of them are my favorite boxes, so I don't know why I kid myself on this one. But yeah, it's just this never-ending exhaustion. And here's like the kicker part. I thought, and maybe I'm just don't remember and oblivious and stuff, but I could have sworn that, you know, life was supposed to get just a little bit easier once your kids were like potty trained and when they were teenagers and stuff like that. But man, has it been another kind of busy that is absolutely insane. So I'm just like, yeah, we need to figure this one out because it's such, like, I don't even know how to explain the busyness it is of teenagers. Okay, so this, I feel like that's just too much spacing happening. What can I put there? Let's lift this up and move it up just a little bit higher. And then we'll take the second one and we'll move it down a little bit lower. And then that way we have a little bit more of a better spacing going on. Oh yeah, that's so much better with spacing. Okay, cool. We've got it. Okay, so, but it's like this chaotic craziness of busy. And I don't remember it this way growing up. Granted, I only had a younger sister. There was only 2 of us in the household. So, and we were 7.5 years apart. But you know, like, if I do remember, like, my dad would end up taking me to like softball practice, you know, my mom would take me to dance practice. So I do remember them splitting things up. And then I obviously had my driver's license, and stuff that helped everything out. But I just don't remember it being such craziness. And maybe, like I said, maybe it was, and I just wasn't an integral part because I was a kid. But man, teenagers are a whole other ball game of busy. And I was and am not ready for it, to be honest with you. It's one needs to be here, the other one needs to be there. And granted, I have 4 children, you know, and maneuvering everybody else's schedules between meetings and activities and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, this is a new season of life, and stuff. In fact, I told, you know, my oldest, I was like, you got to kind of focus on getting your, studying for your driver's license exam, because I really need the help. It would be really nice to have somebody there to be able to help out with if I need something from the grocery store, if you want to go to, you know, out on a date or with friends or anything like that. You don't have to rely on me. Granted, this is not something new. My sister was, how old was my sister? My sister was in her 20s before she got her driver's license. So this isn't something that's like new to us. This is just, and, you know, she grew up, my sister had was in a city where there was a lot of public transportation. So she didn't view the need to have a driver's license and get a car and things like that. It wasn't until she, you know, had to get her first job and things like that and go to grad school and everything that she really realized, oh, kind of do need a driver's license and a car. Can't quite always rely on public transportation and stuff. So, and I have seen this happen with a lot of other kids where they're just not as motivated to get their driver's license. Like when I was 16, you know, when I was 15, I couldn't wait to be in driver's ed class so that I could have, so I could get my driver's license. And then, you know, when I turned 16, got a car, I got a job, you know, so I went to school during the day, and then I would do dance in the afternoons, and then, you know, would have to sometimes go to work. And so all of these things would happen that required me to need a vehicle. And I remember, you know, that helped my mother out, because then she'd be like, okay, hey, I need you to run to the store real quick. I forgot such and such from the grocery store. And it was nice. And I had the ability to get around. My son and his peers, not so heavily motivated to to do it. In fact, a lot of his peers, the ones that do drive, they end up carpooling a lot of kids to school. So it has been a thing. But anyways, I was like, I need you to focus on studying for your driver's license exam, because I really do kind of need your help. So him and his brother do an early morning religious histories class, and that is 4 days a week, where they have to get up at no later than 6 o'clock in the morning, get themselves together, and then my husband goes and drops them off at the place where they need to be, and then I'll usually go pick them up. And it's a lot going on, and I'm like, I kind of need that morning and those hours to be able to get some other things done. It'd be really nice if you were able to get your driver's license, so that way you could drive your siblings to class and stuff. And he's like, okay. Have I seen him pick up that book to study? No, I have not. And that's even more frustrating, because it's like, dude, come on. But, you know, when you have parents that still drive you around everywhere, and you don't have an ultimate need to have to get to anywhere, where is the true motivation? And as a male, I know that once he starts driving, he knows that he's also going to have to pay for his own insurance. And he's like, that stuff's expensive. So, I mean, I get it, but yeah, so it's been fun. It's been such a fun and exhausting ride, and I'm kind of ready to get off of it for a little bit. So if anybody knows when it's gonna stop, so I can get off, take a breather and stuff, please let me know. That would definitely help me out. Oh, I love this pattern so much. Oh, so, but yeah, it is. Oh, and I was in a meeting. I was saying we, but it wasn't really we, it was me, in a church meeting, and we were talking about how, you know, the busyness of everything, and how when COVID came around, everybody, you know, like took a breather, they took a break, if you could, and I realized that not everybody could take a breather for stuff, but for the people that were in this meeting, they were like, it was nice, we were at home, we could spend time with our kids, the world kind of slowed down. And I realized that one, I had been taking some things for granted. I have been a stay-at-home mom for granted, I also work out of the home, but I'm still a stay-at-home mom. I have been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years. I want to say 14 years. I got out of the military when my son was 6 months old, so maybe it's been almost 15 years. And stuff. So I have been a stay-at-home mom. Like, I have not worked outside of the home. I've had my own home businesses that I have worked, but I have not had a like traditional 9-to-5 job where I have another, you know, a boss that's over me and, you know, receiving W-2s and things like that. Like, I've been self-employed for many of those almost 15 years. Part of that was I was also doing I was still in the military. I had done the military reserves because I wasn't quite ready to be done with the military. That didn't last long. I was kind of, after doing that, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this. But I got to dictate how our schedule was, right? So as a stay-at-home parent, I got to dictate how our day went and I could slow down if need be, like if I was sick or the kids were sick. And granted, yeah, the house would become a mess, but that's with anybody. So it's kind of like, I look back and I'm like, that wasn't really that important. And so I took some of my time of being a stay-at-home mom as for granted. Like, I had the opportunity to slow down. Did I slow down in the sense that I probably should have? No, because I only know how to go 100 miles an hour some days. But I really did take some of those things for granted. But then, you know, I started Avalon and Ninth, and Avalon and Ninth started under a different name, and then merged into a different name, and then finally merged into Avalon and Ninth, where we figured out, you know, what we want and everything. And homeschooling, being a stay-at-home mom, running a business, I didn't really have any slowdown. Pandemic hit. So going back to, you know, the people that I was in a meeting with, I talked about how it was nice during COVID that everything slowed down. For the majority of sticker shops, and they'll tell you this, our lives sped up during the pandemic. It was a different, and that's the interesting thing, because when the pandemic started to hit and they were talking about closing things down, I was already mentally preparing myself that business would be slow, that I would probably have to, you know, scale back and stuff. And it did quite the opposite, as you can tell by, you know, the different collaborative sales. If you're a customer, you found me during the pandemic, then you know, right? So we saw a scale up happening, and stuff. And I realized during this meeting that I did not know how to relate to anybody during the pandemic, because while they had their issues with bringing kids home and having to homeschool them, we had already been homeschooling for a long time at that point. So my life didn't change in that regards. Like my kids' life. I mean, granted, we didn't get to go out and do the things that we wanted to do. But we did, you know, none of that day-to-day stuff for us changed. So I realized I couldn't relate, because their lives slowed down but got different with if they had kids in school, and my life sped up but stayed the same in terms of like schooling kids. And I realized, I was like, wow, I like don't know what that's like. And we were talking about it. I was like, I don't know how to even empathize with that, because I haven't been in that position. And I got an interesting conversation started in terms of, you know, like how we look at people, and empathy is a great thing. You can sympathize with somebody, but obviously to empathize with somebody, you've had to go through the same things. And it's like, how can you try and put yourself in somebody else's shoes? Anyways, that was just the gist of our conversation, and got me to thinking, like, I might need a little bit of a slowdown period coming up after the past couple of years. And I don't know quite when that's going to happen. But it will. I know eventually it will, and I am still just ready to go and go forth and continue on, because that is what I do, and that's what I love to do. But in a big roundabout way, it also makes me realize that, like, on a Friday night, at 8 o'clock at night, I don't necessarily need to be in the office. I can take a break and I can go to bed early. So there have been some learning curves over the past couple of years. So this is what we have, you guys. Thank you for listening to my story on exhaustion, obligations, empathy, figuring it out, ranting about my kid who still doesn't have his driver's license, and how do I get the motivation for him to get it? How do I get the motivation? How do I motivate him to get it? There we go. That's better worded. All right, you guys. I think we might go to a Halloween carnival here soon. We have one right down the street from us, and I'm excited. And I told my husband I really, really want to go to them. But to be honest, it'll probably happen after October 13th. Or maybe we'll do it on October 13th. Friday the 13th, that would be great. All right, you guys. This kit is still up in the shop. You can grab it. I am going to go grab another one of the bottom washi sheets because this, I have decided, is going to be my October monthly spread. You guys have a wonderful day. Any questions, comments, any of that stuff, please leave them down below. And that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye now.